For those of you I don't know, my name is Tara Ingalls, and I am going to be talking a little bit about 10 free and cheap ways to market your business. We're going to just kind of plow through these. And then, at the end of the session, if you have any questions, feel free to ask anything along the way. If you have anything you want to put in the chat that you want me to read, feel free to put that in the chat. I hope that this is something that you'll find very valuable. This is very similar to a presentation that I did for NARI, and I targeted it specifically towards the construction and trades industry. And people were taking a lot of notes, so they got a lot out of it. So I'm hoping that you will as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will jump right in. So give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Yeah, great. Awesome. All right. So we are here today to talk about marketing, which obviously is my favorite thing in the world. But the first things first, is who is Tingalls, for those of you who don't know me. So again, my name is Tara Ingalls. I own Tingalls Graphic Design and Website Development. We are a 24-year-old marketing, graphic design, website design trade show that we do a lot of different stuff. Been around since 2000. We have an incredible 5-day turn, which is sort of our claim to fame. This past month, we actually hit our 1,400th client, which was a super big milestone. Super excited about that. We do everything from logo design to illustration. We do brochure design, any sales collateral folders, all that stuff. We're probably most well known for our website design. We just started getting into package design. And then in 2020, I started speaking and coaching with clients, and I'm really enjoying that, which is kind of where where the spring series webinar series kind of came out of. So if you're overwhelmed by marketing, you're not alone. This is a slide that I throw in because I want you to realize that there are so many different areas to market your business that it can be extremely paralyzing. And this probably isn't even all of them. These are just all that I've come in contact in my professional career and things that I can comment and provide guidance on. So can you do it all? No. Can you afford to do it all? No. So I'm hoping that today, by the end of this, you'll have a couple things in your feather cap that you can put into use right away, things that maybe you should be doing but aren't doing, or things that maybe you used to do that maybe you should revisit, things like that. So, all right, so we're going to dive right in. The first thing that I want to talk about is your Google My Business listing. So I can do an entire webinar on this particular item right here because it's so important that you claim and optimize your Google listing. Google, Bing, Yahoo, Yelp, those are just a sampling of all the million directories that you can get your business listed on, but Google by far is number one. So if you aren't sure whether or not your business has been claimed, the best way to figure that out is to Google yourself and oops, what happened? To Google yourself. And if you see that, okay, stop moving now. If you see that it says own this business, there's a chance that somebody has already claimed it or somebody hasn't claimed it yet. So Google Yelping is basically the yellow pages of the now, right? So nobody's advertising or listing their company in the yellow pages. So if you're not optimizing it on Google, you're really missing the opportunity and missing the boat. And because Google rewards people that play in its sandbox, it's really a missed opportunity to not really fully show all the potential of this particular free service that Google offers. And I wanted to let you know that it is free as of right now. So if somebody calls you and says, I'm with Google and we're looking to, we notice that your Google listing is not optimized and they want to charge you for it, just hang up on them. It's a spam or a scam. Nobody from Google is going to pick up the phone and call your small business, I promise. So the main reasons to claim your listing is you want to increase your visibility by listing your website in your listing with Google. Google will see that as, oh, this is a person who has a website. Go read the website, rank your website, etc. So it'll increase your overall search engine optimization. It builds trust with not only Google, but with also people who are Google searching you, and you come up on the side in the map pack. They're going to say, oh, that's a legitimate business, and they're optimizing it and they've got everything filled out, etc. And then the third is that I'm going to show you how your Google listing can provide you with an opportunity to engage with your customers or the general public. So let me go to the next slide here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Ooh, technology, gotta love it. Okay, so what I did is I screenshotted my listing for you, and obviously this is in 3 categories, but it's kind of as you scroll down. You want to definitely add photos. Gone are the days where Google will pick photos from your website and display them in your Google listing. It doesn't do that anymore, nor will it allow anyone to upload photos on your behalf. If in the past they had done that, they've basically change that algorithm. So now you can go in and you can remove those photos. So let's say somebody came in and took an interior picture of your office and you weren't really happy with how it looked, you can now delete that photo. So that's kind of great. It is a little bit confusing because you used to be able to put your logo in the photo area. You can still do that, but you don't have a lot of control in the order in which those photos appear. But definitely want to be adding some photos of interior, exterior, product photos, staff photos, things like that. The second is that you can add an appointment link. So if you use software like Calendly, which I use, which connects to your Gmail or your Outlook calendar, people can set appointments right away with you right on your Google listing. The products area, you may or may not have a product per se, but I encourage you to think about your company in the terms of products. So if you sell services like I do, ultimately the end is that I have a product, but I created galleries for each one of these products so that I could showcase my website design, my package design, my logo design. So you can break down your company into different products there. So take advantage of that. You can have more than one category. You should have one primary category that is your 80-20, your 80% of your business, but you can also add, I think, up to 3 or 4 additional categories. And again, this is free. So if you offer multiple different things, like I do label and package design and large format design, like cars and audio and things like that, you can add multiple okay, what is going on? Stop it, Mr. Mouse. Okay. You can add lots of different categories. So definitely take advantage of that. This other question and answer area is actually something that you can pose your own questions. You could create your own frequently asked questions and then answer them. So if for like my example, like the question that I get often is, what kind of website formats do you design in? Or how fast is your turnaround? Or what is your pricing? Things like that. So you can ask a question and answer it right inside there. The coolest thing I think about Google My Business is the ability to add updates. So of course, Google doesn't have its own social media account. So it sort of created this ability for people to add updates to their company. Maybe it's a new product that you're launching or an event that you're hosting or just an employee that got an award or something like that. Take advantage of this because again, Google is going to reward people that play in its sandbox. And it's also a great opportunity to connect with your customers in that area as well. So those are some reasons why I definitely think that if you aren't using your Google My Business, and if you're not sure whether or not you have this claimed, if you go to mybusiness.google.com, and you get a welcome to Google My Business, you probably don't have a listing or you aren't logged into the Gmail account that you use to register your listing. And at the end of this presentation, if you need help finding your listing, I'm offering a free Zoom consult to anybody that wants to hop on and I can try to help you figure it out. Okay. Next, I'm just having a heck of a time with my slides here. Okay, number 2 is to be seen as an expert in your field. So we all have genius that we've developed over the course of our career. And you'd be remiss not to offer things like this, like a webinar, to showcase that genius and show that you're an expert in your field by offering tips or workshops or how-tos, things along those lines. Magazines are a really great way to pitch article ideas. You could take a blog article and repurpose it. This is a screenshot from Bravo magazine. Again, I did this presentation with Nari and was just showing them that like in the July, August issue of that year, this is their content calendar. They did a home and garden special issue. So why not pitch an article about, I don't know, the current fountains or something that are available for home and garden or something along those lines, or how to use a certain kind of, I don't know, whatever. But pitching an article to a content calendar in turn for even offering it in exchange for not only writing the article and being put in the magazine, but maybe you can get a discount off an advertisement for the use of that article. So being seen as an expert can be in both physical, like magazines or blogs, but also podcasts. So these are 3 podcasts that during the pandemic or shortly thereafter, I was interviewed on. And it was super fun to be interviewed as a business owner to talk a little bit about Tingalls, my journey, the type of clients that we work with, things like that. Just really great opportunities to get recordings that you can use on social media, taking snippets of it and putting it on your website, things like that. And if you're in the home improvement area or you're in that line of work, I actually have a link there for 30 different home improvement podcasts specifically. So if you're in that vein or that line of work and you're interested in being part of those podcasts, you can take that. But there's a lot of local, these are all 3 local people that I was interviewed by. So again, you can even pitch an idea and say, you know what, hey, I'd really love to talk about XYZ. It's super hot in my line of work, and I think it could be a really great resource for your listeners. This is also a really amazing opportunity to get put into really high-end magazines. It's called Help a Reporter Out. So helpareporter.com is the website. So what Haro does is it connects journalists that are top writers for magazines like Time, Chicago Tribune, newspapers, magazines, lots of different things, and connects them to people in expertise in fields that they're looking for help to be quoted on or to provide, maybe statistics or something along those lines. And not only do you get, if it's an online, you would get your name, but you'd also get a link. So you get a link back to your website, and backlinks can be hugely credible when it comes to Google SEO and trying to get your website seen by Google. So definitely check that out. They send out, so you can go in, create an account. It's free. You can go in, create an account, and then you can get emailed on a daily, I think, or weekly basis, all of the different article topics that the journalists are looking for, and then basically answer them, and in the hopes of being accepted as an author. So that's really cool. All right, number 3, leveraging strategic partnerships. So this is small, and I'm sorry about that, but I just want you to see kind of where I'm going with this brain map or mind map here. So Tingalls is in the middle, and then the gray circles on the outside are all the different strategic partners that I work with that typically work with my clients. So small business bankers, IT firms, attorneys, things like that. And then after that, I went even deeper and connected those names with different people in those organizations. So for example, our IT partner, we work a lot with Odessis that handles all of our IT for our clients, like setting up their email accounts, doing their computer connections and things like that. And a lot of people think, oh, an IT firm, they must do website design. Well, they used to, but they don't anymore. Now they partner with Tingalls on that. So creating the strategic creating the strategic partner list provides you with an opportunity to share client lists, share what's new and exciting in your industries. You can give each other testimonials. I just got a testimonial from Flamingo Theory, which is a search engine optimization and pay-per-click company that we work with. And then I gave him a review and he gave me a review. And it was just a really great way to get social proof added to your website, your social media, or whatever. Flamingo Theory and I also do guest blogs with each other. So we'll write articles that appear on each other's website that then get social shared out to their client list. It's, again, a great way to get in front of each other's customers. You can combine marketing efforts. I used to do a newsletter with a printer of mine where I would do all the design of the newsletter and they would do all the printing. And then it would go out to both of our client databases, which was just awesome exposure for Tingalls. And then just taking them out for coffee, thanking them for referrals. I mean, just giving them that really, genuine thank you for that strategic partnership and how they've helped build your business can be really valuable and can go a long way. Most people are part of affiliations, chambers of commerce, organizations like NARI or ABC, things like that. Check your benefits. A lot of those organizations offer free advertising your first year or offer you free advertising each year you renew. So I know the Middleton Chamber offers newsletter advertising on their email blast that goes out to all of their members and anyone who signs up for their mailing list. You can host a workshop. You could sponsor an event. A lot of these are really low cost opportunities. I think that I paid $400 to do Middleton Chambers Get Moving Middleton, which is an opportunity to get in front of like 150 people and talk about really whatever you want about your business, about a tip or trick or something along those lines. Those are amazing member benefits that are only offered to members of organizations. So if you don't know what these member benefits are and you're paying that fee every single year, you're missing out. And I would just email whoever your rep is and ask them to send you a list, because more than likely, if you've been paying that annual membership year after year, they're not sending you that every year. They're sending it to you the first year that you join the organization and not any time thereafter. So check that out. The other thing about being part of affiliations like this is that they're there to make introductions for you. And they sometimes will share the member attendee list with you. If their organization is using something called Chamber Master and you register for an event and you go back to that event the day or two before the event, usually there's a list of all the people that are attending that event. You could email the organizers and say, hey, I noticed that, Gray Miller is going to be there and I'd really like an introduction to him because I want to learn more about the RCC. And that's their job, is to make that introduction for you. So definitely check that out. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. This is kind of a no-brainer, but I would invite you to double check this, because as your Facebook page or Instagram page and some of your other social media pages have grown, you've acquired friends along the way that maybe don't know what you do or don't know what you're doing currently. So this is a screenshot of my Facebook page, and you just click on those three little dots on the right-hand side if you're an admin on your page, and then click invite friends. And then anybody who's an admin of that Facebook page can literally click select all, and you can invite every family, friend, colleague, anybody that you're currently connected with personally on Facebook to like and follow your page. So great way if you're a startup or a nonprofit trying to kind of grow that like base. Because again, anybody that likes, shares, or comments on your post is seen as engagement on Facebook. You should also be adding your Christmas card list of your family members to your business email list and marketing list. They should know what you're up to. They should know what you're doing. I actually had a family member that had a side woodworking business that was like, oh, you work with startups? I didn't know that. I wanted to get business cards for my woodworking business because I have a trade show coming up and I want to hand something out. I mean, hello, like your family, they're there to support you. If they're not doing business with you, I don't know. And invite them to come to trade shows. If you're doing a trade show or you're doing a workshop or something like that, and invite them to come or share it on their page. The least they can do is share your news and share your events, because it doesn't cost them anything, and it just shows them, just shows you that they care about you. And link up with them on LinkedIn too. My brother, I didn't even know this. My brother was on LinkedIn, and I didn't even link up with him on LinkedIn. And who knows who he knew. And he did like human resources and training and stuff. And who knows if he shared one of my posts, one of his colleagues might reach out to me for marketing or consulting. So, all right. So I know not everybody wants to have a moving vehicle, like maybe the construction and trades industry, but when you're stuck in traffic and there's a car in front of you that has a bumper sticker or a magnet or even just vinyl lettering that has a website domain, you can't not look at it. And so I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not have something, and especially QR codes now are super, they're really acceptable now. And I think COVID made that happen. It's one of the really rare things that happened during COVID is that everyone is trusting QR codes now. So you can scan them with your phone and people don't freak out thinking that they're signing up for, you know, some mailing list or something. So, and if you don't want to put vinyl lettering on your car, or you're planning on selling your car or something like that, you can get a magnet for like $50, like a 2 foot by 1 foot magnet. From our provider, Madison Top, they do a lot of that for us. So you can move it from vehicle to vehicle. You can move it off when you want to have date night, whatever. But that's definitely an opportunity. I feel like that's missed a lot. And it's just a really inexpensive way to build your brand and get that top of mind awareness. Email marketing isn't dead. A lot of people are still doing email marketing. MailChimp, Constant Contact are the probably the two most common ones. But Squarespace also offers marketing now, and it's very inexpensive. So I would definitely take a look at rejuvenating that. Just be very careful that you're not salesy on these platforms. You want to provide people with snippets of content to get them to link to your website. So don't put your entire blog in the email. Put a teaser that gets them to link to your website. The whole point is to get them onto your website to see what's new and fresh, and follow you and get back to your website that way. I have 3 parts in my email. I just sent one out yesterday, and it was, hey, did you know that Google Analytics is changing to Google Analytics 4, and they're no longer supporting universal analytics. So it's kind of a PCA. Hey, did you know? If you don't, you better. The second was to put a blog in there, which again is just free tips. And then I think I had an invitation to this seminar in there. And then the fourth part was I do a design showcase. So if you do design or you have products that you create, just putting an example of one of your products in there. I don't have anything in there that's like, call now for $100 off your logo or anything like that. I don't put coupons in my emails. I just feel like if you start doing that, you kind of become like a coupon only company, and it can just be detrimental to your brand personality. So just make them really informative. Hey, just wanted to get this information out to you, especially if you're doing any events. If you're not doing email marketing for events, that just is a lost opportunity, because they can just, with the click of a button, it can share that. All right. And adding people to this, you should add all prospects, people that you meet. Anyone who hands you a business card should be on your email list, your clients, your strategic partners, any vendors that you use on a regular basis, and then, of course, your family and friends. Okay, number 8 is harnessing the power of targeted Facebook ads. So I think everybody on this call, if you're using Facebook, has probably seen that Facebook has become a little bit hard to reach your target audience. Even getting people to like and see your posts is becoming difficult. So there's a lot of different ways you can use Facebook advertising to create targeted audiences. The first is you can create an audience, you can create a target and have it just target people who already like your page. So maybe it's to get them to rebuy, come to an event that they've already come to, something like that. The second is you can create a lookalike audience. So everyone who already likes your page, you can create a lookalike audience that has the same key demographic and psychographic features of them and advertise to them. And then the third is to create a more detailed target audience using not only demographic information like their age, their gender, and their physical location, but also their interests and psychographic. Like, do they, let's say you're doing a recruitment ad on Facebook. You can, so with this screen grab, you can kind of see that I want to get in front of chief marketing officers or business owners or communication, something like that. So you can target people by their job title on Facebook. So don't just boost ads willy-nilly. It's sort of like the dollar bin at Target. You don't need any of that. So just be very strategic about your target audience when you're creating Facebook ads. But that's a great way to kind of starting to pay the piper, because I think we're starting to see that a lot of ads on Facebook, that's really all we're seeing. So it's something to kind of keep in mind. My my take on anything when it comes to social media is kind of three-part. You want to hit them with a scroll stopping question, create a nugget of information, and then have a call to action. So, you know, are you looking for an exciting career in marketing? Question mark. You know, Tingalls offers paid graphic design internships. And we're looking, you know, for our next graphic design intern, and then click this website or message us for more information or whatever. If you're not putting a phone number or a website or an email as a call to action in your Facebook posts, you're giving people a reason to continue scrolling right past you. Video is making a huge impact on all social media platforms, and I'll just put that out there. If you're not taking advantage of video at all in your business, try. And it's fine if it's amateur. Sometimes more amateur video gets more hits because it's more real life, and people can't relate to perfection, right? They're like, wow, her lighting is so good. I mean, you know, I'm doing this in my office right here, and I'm front lit, I'm backlit, whatever. But I think that sometimes you can do a quick video, which is so much more impactful than a still. So video first, still images later. And I don't know anybody that's just using text, but if you do text, maybe put a colored background behind it with a hashtag or something like that. But take advantage of Facebook like that. So this was something I was really surprised. I gave this talk to NARI, and I think there were like 45 people in the room. And I asked how many people are using the United States Postal Service Every Door Direct. Nobody raised their hand. And I was really surprised by this. This is an extremely effective, affordable way to do direct mail. And these postcards are huge. They can be 10 by 11. And what's cool about them is that you basically go to the United States Postal Service and you create an account. And then let's say you're a business to consumer business, and you want to hit everybody in Oregon, Wisconsin, which is where I live. You can pick the mail carrier routes of certain neighborhoods, and it'll tell you how many pieces of mail you need and where to drop them off. And you could do as little as 100 pieces, 500 pieces, whatever you want. So kind of gone are the days of having to buy a mailing list and putting resident on it. You design, you go to the website, pick your carrier routes, and it'll tell you to deliver 153 pieces to the Oregon post office. You deliver it, and they take care of delivering it for you. These are typically slow boat types of direct marketing, so don't do it for maybe an event that you have, unless the event is kind of like a save the date or something like that. But you can pay as little as 23 cents for postage, which is just really economical if you're trying to do direct mail. This piece we did for Daniel's Construction, they do like shoreline reconstruction. We were able to literally pick all the houses that were on Lake Monona, Lake Waubesa, etc., and just mail to those particular pieces. So talk about targeted audience. It's the perfect target audience for them, and very inexpensive to do. And then the last thing I want to talk about, we're at about 23 minutes, so I want to leave time for questions, is website keyword optimization. So I could give an entire hour-long, 2-hour-long conversation about search engine optimization, but these are 5 or 6 key areas that you should be optimizing in keywords on every single page of your website. So the first one is the page name or the URL that you've designed. So instead of having the page name be services or something that's generic, make it keyword rich. So in this particular page, the keyword is the painter lady / interior painting. So instead of saying services again, which is not descriptive, have the page name itself be a keyword. The second is the headline of the page. Don't say services or welcome to, welcome or something like that. The H1 is the code specifically that you need to be putting keywords in there. So interior painting, again, don't use services or something generic, should be interior. And then even on your contact page, instead of it saying contact, it should say contact the painter lady, your source for interior and exterior painting services, something like that. Body copy is kind of a no-brainer, but be sure that your keywords are in the first 2 sentences of your body copy of your page. Number 4 is the image file name. I can't tell you how many websites say my website is beautiful, but it's just not performing. And I do an audit on the site and find out that all of their photos say DC056.jpg, which was the photo that they took of their office with their iPhone and then uploaded it to their website. They didn't take the time to download the photo to their computer and actually change that file name to something like the painter lady dash interior painting dash Madison, something keyword, something descriptive. Because these images, if you name them correctly, they're going to show up in search results in that image area, which is a really great opportunity that a lot of people are missing. Similarly, you have the ability in most website design programs to add what's called an alternate text tag. So this is the ADA compliance piece that Google is really pushing right now, the American Disabilities Act. They want websites to be friendly for people who have screen readers. So that photo, like this photo on this website, should say something like interior living room painting services by the painter lady. So it should read like the picture is, but still you can put keywords in there, which ends up in the code, which ends up as a point for that keyword on that page. The title tag and the meta description they're a little bit behind the scenes, but most platforms like WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, those kinds of platforms will allow you to actually write what these things should be. So the title tag, think of it like the book spine when you're perusing in the library and you're kind of perusing and you're like, oh yeah, I want to learn more about interior painting, which is the title of the page. So you should be putting your title tag, and you should put your services first, your location second, and then your business name third if there's actual space. There's a character limit there. So you want your business service or your keyword to appear first, because when people are looking for you online, if they already know you by name, your website's going to come up. What you want to do is optimize your website for the service that they might be looking for. And then the meta description, if you don't put the meta description in for you, what Google does is just takes the first sentence or two of your website, which may or may not be what I would consider salesy or action oriented. So, in this case, you've got the painter lady, we paint interior and select exterior services in residential and commercial locations. Just again, it's a great opportunity for keywords in your website. So that's the 10 that I have for you. I want to also, I do see that there's some chat here. So let me just quickly check the chat. Dollar bin at Target. You don't need any of that. Okay. Any suggestions for businesses? And we still buy it though, right? Like Easter was so cute. They had the cutest Easter decoration. It was horrible. Okay. So Gray from RCC wants to know any suggestions for businesses that do not want people to know their physical location? Gray, do you want to what do you mean by that? Are you talking about your Google My Business? I think that's what it's talking
Sorry,
about.
I was taking notes on a separate screen and had to find the microphone icon.
Oh,
Yeah, specifically for the Google My Business or any of the ones where they, if it is that case.
okay.
And I'm asking both, the RCC, obviously, we do have a physical location, but may have cases where you don't want that. But also, frankly, for my own personal side gig, like I provide services for people outside of out at their business. I don't necessarily want to put my home as the place of business.
Right. Well, it depends on when you created your listing, because the new listings that I'm creating now for my clients give you the ability to you have to have a physical location, whether or not you want to advertise it or not. So you have to, and it's mainly because Google is kind of cutting down on people that are saying that their service area is the world. So like if you're a consultant and you're offering services and you don't have a brick and mortar, they're basically not allowing you to spread farther than like a 50-mile radius around your physical location. I'm not sure why that is, but there's been some issues with people getting with their business listings getting deleted because they're saying that they're statewide and they're offering services at people's locations, which is, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why that's going on. So I would say, if you had a Google listing, I would just go in and see what they're offering now for the ability to put a physical listing in there and just not making it public. But when you create a new listing now, you have to put a physical listing in there, and then you can just hide it from public. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
that hide it from public would be fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah. I would just go in there now. There's every time I go in or every time I do the presentation on how to build and optimize your Google My Business listing, something's new. Like that appointment link, that was brand new. There's just they hide the place where you can get the URL to like ask people to give you reviews. They hide the update area. So you kind of have to search and find those things. But yeah, just go in there and just click around and see what you can find there. The other question is when creating a video, phone should be horizontal, not vertical. It looks better. Yeah, I think it kind of depends on where you're putting it. Definitely if it's going to be in a reel, it should be vertical, but sometimes people in Facebook like to see a horizontal video. I don't think it matters. I think it kind of matters whether you're on a desktop view or vertical or a mobile view. I don't know. I think that's kind of a preference based on the platform itself. But there are ways of naming your videos and putting titles in your videos and keyword optimization items and captions. Please review your captions. My company name is Tingalls Graphic Design, and it spells Tingalls wrong every single time. So make sure that you're putting in captions and reviewing those. Gina wanted to know when naming a photo, how many character limit. That's a good question. That would just Google that because I don't know the answer to that. But again, you would just want to make sure that you're putting in your keyword first if there is a character limit, and then maybe your business name second on that. So thanks for your questions. So this next slide is I want to invite you to come back if you enjoyed today's session and you want to see something a little bit different. I'm offering how to set strong strategic marketing goals on April 16th at noon. It's free. We're going to talk about how to set goals, how to create target audience personas, and then give you a little bit of wisdom into social media budget creation. Because a lot of people don't know how much to spend, how often to spend, how long to run their campaigns and things like that. You can register that at the same place you registered for this event at tingalls.com/events. The other thing I wanted to offer you guys is I just launched something called Marketing Momentum, and I'm doing a boot camp on this. So this is Tingalls one-on-one personal marketing coaching, and I'm going to boot camp it into a 2.5-hour kind of dive in and learn about marketing and kind of where you should be starting with your marketing efforts. This is $1,000. Marketing Momentum is $1,000. It's $250 for 4 separate hours of coaching. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to repackage it in more of a push mentality and give you guys worksheets, give you the ability to go into breakout sessions with each other to talk a little bit about your marketing strategies and things. This is a really, really great idea for startup companies, small businesses, anyone who is spending money on marketing and doesn't know if they're getting ROI from that and doesn't know how to tell whether or not they're getting marketing. We're going to kind of do the same 5 chunks in this boot camp. We're going to take inventory of where you're already marketing. We're going to do target audience creation. I'm going to use Tingalls 4Ps strategy to teach you guys how to think about your company in teeny tiny bites so that you can talk about industry differentiation in your marketing. And then we're actually going to craft a 30-day campaign. And then I'm going to teach you how to, after 30 days, figure out whether or not it was successful for you. So I'm super excited about this. It's something that I've been asked to do for a really long time, and I'm going to offer it on May 7th. It's from 9 to 11:30, and it'll be on Zoom. And I hope you guys will join me. This early bird pricing for $7.99 will go through April 12th, which is next Friday. So if you're interested in taking advantage of that, I encourage you to give it a look. And then, like I said, if you're still like, I don't know what's going on, and you want to sit down with me over Zoom for 15 minutes, or you have a specific question that you have from today's event that you want to ask me more information on, you can go to meetingwithtara.com and pick a 15-minute Zoom consult, or just scan this QR code and it'll take you to the same place. So I hope you got a lot out of today. I'd love to hear from you. I'll send you a meeting summary and the slide deck after today's call. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, but I hope you learned. Did anybody have 1, 2 takeaways? Raise your hand. Yeah, 1 or 2. Okay, good.
Tara,
Well, thank
can
you.
I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I put in the chat, but I don't, it must have not gone through. But I just had a quick question for, you mentioned Facebook. Do you have any tips for like Instagram or LinkedIn? Or are you seeing Facebook as, the priority for business marketing?
The question is, it depends. It depends on your target market. It depends on who your competition is and where they're marketing. I I still feel there is a time and place for Facebook, especially in the business to consumer. If you're business to business, LinkedIn is probably more realistic for what you're trying to achieve. But if you're trying to recruit with your marketing, then Facebook might be a better, so it really depends on again, your goals for what you're doing in your marketing, that would determine where I'm gonna recommend that you do that marketing. I just think that, my advice on social media is to pick one and do one really well and maybe have a presence on the others, but don't spend as much time and money on those. I think that, you have more than one target audience, more than likely, and you should be marketing to different target markets on different places. So yeah, I mean, I just had one of my clients who does custom gate creation, like safety gates, like wood safety gates. He had a video go viral on Instagram. He's over 2 million views on that. I have no idea how that happened. I'm going to take full credit for it, of course. No, I'm just kidding. But we're riding that wave right now and doing some paid advertisements with that same video and reaching an even a larger demographic. I've never done paid advertising on Instagram, but he has had over 700 hits to his website from $100 ad that I ran. And he's kind of going bonkers right now with how many orders he got in. So it's really kind of it's a new platform for me. I'm not personally doing as much on Instagram with Tingalls. But like Facebook for Tingalls is all about culture, having fun, come work here. It's a really fun company. And so a lot of stuff that we put out there is just really kind of fun and lighthearted. And then Instagram is more of our portfolio where we're showcasing our work and kind of doing more of our case study stuff. And then LinkedIn is where like I'm really pushing more of my coaching, my consulting, my speaking engagements, and my networking and that kind of thing. So those are my goals for those different platforms. And I think if you don't have a goal for each, you're kind of spinning your wheels and maybe spending. It can be kind of hard to kind of have a solid plan. So any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much. It looks like there was another, it looks like help a reporter connects to connectively.us. That's brand new. That must have just happened because I gave this talk about a month ago. But if it's the same service, definitely check it out. It can be really valuable. So, all right, everybody. I hope you had fun today. I will see you soon and have a great weekend. Bye.